Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome. My name, of course, is Albert Potato, and here we check out the latest and the greatest strategy games each and every day of the week. Today, we're checking out a very interesting base builder indeed called Reshaping Mars. That's right. Let us jump into this right about now. I will explain what the heck is going on, and hopefully we will have a little bit of fun along the way. I will not enable the tutorial because I've played through it, and I will do my very best to explain to you what is happening. So yeah, this is a base builder game set on Mars. Couple of really interesting mechanics that I'd like to highlight over the course of this episode. And yeah, it's a very, very cool little game. Right, in the mid-21st century, Terra underwent an explosive population growth, and the pressure on survival increased sharply. With the deterioration of the ecology, the land resources on which human beings rely for survival have plummeted, and the forces of many countries are fighting openly and secretly for these crowded living spaces. Over the years, the United Nations Space Agency lobbied from various parties, won something. Anyway, we're on Mars. We're gonna do something on Mars. We're gonna reshape it. Okay, this is a very hexagonal looking Mars indeed. Okay, so what have we got going on? Well, we've got the planet right in the middle. We've got all of the sort of different areas. Look at this. All of these areas, by the way, completely unexplored. We've also got, a couple of different things. We've got the Martian Pioneer, we've got the Martian Space Station, and then we've got one-time beacon probes as well, which are single use. I would like to choose an area. This area seems like pretty good to me. So what we're going to do is we're going to launch a beacon. Launch a beacon down to here. And there we go. We've actually explored a little bit of this area. Believe it or not, there's a tiny little section of Mars, which we've now got sort of information on. Ice is at 27%, metal ore is at 50%, rare metal, uranium, etc. Cool. Let's jump into things right over here and see what we have got. So we can, yeah, literally just zoom in on the map here, and it's this lovely sort of blocky landscape, which I actually I'm quite partial to, if I'm honest. I quite like it. Anyway, this is the area that we're going to be setting up our base. I do indeed believe that is the case. So it's looking pretty darn good. Let's return to the planetary view and let us say the Martian Pioneer, a pack filled with basic resources and vehicular units needed to explore. Let us get you landed right in here. We will set a landing place. And ideally, let's say on this little plateau over here. Sure, I feel like that is a pretty good place to do it. Right, so we've got the very basics down. We have got our station. That is excellent. What have we got here? Well, we've got a couple of resources. So we've got concrete, we've got metal sheets down the side, we've got more concrete, we've got components, and we've got water there as well. We also have 3 engineering vehicles, which are going to be doing all of the heavy lifting in terms of construction and automation, moving resources around the map. You can also see our resources in the top left-hand corner. We have got money, we've got a control limit here, we have got average temperature information, geothermal heat, atmospheric pressure, sunlight, minimum, maximum. We've got the location relative to the map, and then there's a whole bunch of sort of stuff down here at the bottom. So yeah, what do we want to get set up first? Well, we need to get electricity set up. That is very, very important. Let us see if we can try and get some wind power. Ooh, I mean, this is pretty good, actually. 81% wind power. Holy cow, that's an insanely large amount of wind power. That is an insanely large amount of wind power. But we can't actually get it there. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. Go away. That's for later. I'm gonna get to that. Yeah. So what can we get? 33%, 60%. Yeah, but we can't build it on the edge, though. We can build it close to the edge, but yeah. Okay, you know what? Let's go for 60%. So that is going to allow us to get cracking. It's not going to cost very much at all. A couple of metal sheets, a few components. Nothing major on that front. What else do we need to get? I would like to get a charging station. Charging station is literally just going to allow us to get a little charging station for these little robots. So once they run out of juice, we should be able to get them charged up to tippity top condition, which is very, very nice indeed. Okay, so yeah, we've got the engineering station, the Mars Pioneer right here. It's actually got like the very very basic capability to do a little bit of manufacturing. So if we need to, for example, make metal or make concrete, then we can do so relatively easily. So what we can also do is we can also interact with the world. And what I think we will probably do is we will dig a little bit of metal ore out of here. We will set that to be extracted, and we shall get to it, which is brilliant. Excellent, excellent, excellent. And as you can see, we are going to excavate a little bit of, what is that, stone ore, and then also that is, I believe that is metal ore. Yeah. Cool. Excellent. That's really, really nice. I'm very, very happy with that. So that's all looking good. That's all coming along. We've got electricity. We don't need to do anything in the pipe department. We don't need to do anything in the logistics department, although I suppose we could get a large warehouse if we needed to. It's going to cost us concrete. Sure, let's queue that up to be built. Agriculture, we are going to need agriculture, and I am going to build 2 seaweed culture vats. Let's get 2 of those. And we'll talk a little bit about them in just a little bit. But again, like, we've got loads and loads of resources, so there's no, like, real issue. Purification, water purification. I don't think that we need anything here, although we could get ourselves a material station. A material station would allow us to make metal sheet, concrete, and just sort of general parts that we need in order to keep the base in good operational condition, I would say. So we'll start the process of building that, although it's not super necessary at the moment because we can still utilize the engineering station, which is kind of important, and we will be utilizing that very, very shortly indeed. Residential, I'm absolutely going to get some residences. What do I want? I think I'd like to get a collective residential cabin. And let's sort of start putting down some residential cabins over here. They're not super expensive, but you know, we're definitely getting there. We're using up our resources. Looks like the resources are going to be stored over here. The large warehouse can store 500 of something. So to be fair, we actually kind of don't have enough space probably for everything here. But that's okay. That's fine. It's not necessarily the end of the world. It is what it is. Right. We've got the material station here. Once again, we can, like, introduce something, like we can introduce a recipe here if that is what we want to do. It's not a super large priority at the moment. We've got metal sheets. We're waiting for metal sheets. Why don't we start the production of more metal sheets? Let's say metal sheets. Let's get 10 of these. Insufficient item, metal ore. That should be rectified fairly soon indeed. It looks like my robots are charging up kind of nicely. There we go. Executing charge. You're executing a charge as well. So that is just going to be a matter of time before that is up and running. Now, we've got 4 buildings that are currently idle. That is fine, though. We can stick it into 3 times speed. No real reason not to. And there we go. What do you know? We are going to start manufacturing metal sheets. So, we do actually have people on the planet. Believe it or not, we do actually have people on the planet, and that is determined by this workload, I do indeed believe. Actually, tell a complete lie, we don't have any people on the planet. We need to get people down onto the planet, and I will do that. And the way in which we do that is after we've got ourselves these residential buildings, we are going to build ourselves a communication tower. Now, a communication tower, very, very important. It's going to allow us to communicate, very, very importantly, with this Martian space station up here. The support hub of Terra's Martian terraforming project serves many functions, including summoning rest pods, goods purchase, info brokerage, etc. So that is exactly what we are going to do. Let us zoom back into here. Excellent. We'll get the communication tower up and running. We're going to continue to excavate this area. That's looking really, really good. We are storing a whole bunch of resources. We can clearly store more than 500, so I don't know what I was talking about. Oh, it's durability. Goodness gracious me, that was a mistake. I have no idea how much this can store, actually, but it's good. Like, it's storing clearly, like, a fair amount. We're still extracting a whole bunch of metal. It looks like we are mostly done with our metal sheet manufacturing, so that's kind of nice. Very, very good indeed. The communication tower is done, and with it, actually, we have a whole bunch of options. I am going to start calling in some rest pods. Now, here's what we can do. we can actually call in whoever we want. We can select any number of people that we particularly want to. And we can select specific roles. So, you know, why don't we pick a scientist? We'll pick some workers up. Sure, we'll pick, I think we'll pick 10. We'll pick 10 people. Pick up an engineer as well. Sure, there's going to be a total cost associated with this, but that's not necessarily a problem. Let's bring them down. Boom, we've highlighted the landing spot. Our money has been taken away, and lo and behold, out of the pod comes a flood of people all together all at once, which is fine. Now, I am going to quickly build a marketplace, because a marketplace is actually where we can get food, and that is very, very important indeed. So I would really appreciate that to be built, video game. I also did not set up anything to be built in the seaweed culture vat. We're going to start producing spirulina, and we're going to produce that pretty much forever. We're going to do exactly the same over here, both of them. And then when we've got the marketplace up and running, we are going to start selling spirulina to our population. Believe it or not, that's right. Even on Mars, you know, seaweed is a delicacy. Anyway, it is what it is. It's very, very nice. I'm happy with that. We can also see, by the way, that we now have active workers. Actually, we have active workers in here. Work rate increased by 1.8. So we have a higher worker rate because we've got working orders. We can actually set up working orders, for example, for concrete here. Let's do until we have 500, say, for example. So we can start producing concrete. We can see how many staff we've got. We've got 0 active workers. So it is producing, but it's producing at a very, very, very slow rate. And until we get some extra workers into here, which may very well happen, but it probably won't happen until the evening, we can adjust sort of all of this sort of information. We can adjust if we want an engineer to give an extra little work bonus. Definitely something that we want to consider, but not something that I'm overly bothered about specifically right now. The marketplace is looking excellent. And what we can do is we can actually add a new item for supply. We'll add spirulina. We can, I don't know, supply amount 100. That seems fair to me. Can be produced quickly, nutritional value, yeah, and the cost is 1. I mean, I am not going to adjust the cost. I think the cost of one spirulina sounds pretty good to me. I am reasonably happy. Hopefully, not everybody is going to die of starvation. So there we go. We have 1 idle worker. That is the robot over there, and that's fine, to be honest. That is absolutely a-okay. As I say, I'm not going to mess around with the staffing too much. We've got 5 active workers there. We have no active workers here. Yeah, it's presumably because of the shift. Yeah, I mean, the shift is... It's still too early in the morning, and I think during the course of the day, we should start to see a few extra people sort of migrate over. I think. Let's hope and pray that happens. There we go. Alternatively, everybody might just... Yeah, I think actually, tell a lie. Everybody apparently just wants to work in this area. We can sort of adjust... We can adjust the salary here. If we adjust the salary, then that is going to mean that people are probably going to want to migrate over to this building. Again, look, it doesn't particularly matter because at the end of the day, it's like we're making whatever we want to make. And we're making concrete. We're making concrete at a slower pace. Why don't we make concrete here as well? Let's make 100. Excellent. We require a little bit of stone ore. I'm sure the stone ore is going to be moved across accordingly. We also need a little bit more water, which I'm going to deal with. Also, a resident is exhausted. I don't particularly care. That is not my problem. If you want to work yourself to the bone, that is fine with me. Go help yourself to an excellent little bit of spirulina. There you go. Speaking of spirulina, well, it's completely unrelated. Grid supply 108 megawatts. Demand is 460 kilowatts. So we're actually horrifically undersupplied with regards to electricity. Let's try and address that pretty much right now. I think that is really, really, really important. Sure. Let's give that a punt. That would make perfect sense as to why we're just not getting like charging speeds. Charging speeds are just not happening at a quick enough pace. That needs to be back up to 100. That's fine. Excellent. That's good. How are we for power? Grid supply is 360, demand is 265. That's really, really nice, presumably because none of our robots are actually charging at the moment. That's absolutely fine. Okay, so that's all looking good. We're fine for residents. That's good. Public services we've got. We have not yet got the research station. I'm going to get the research station, believe it or not. It's very, very important. So that's really, really good. And we can actually build some slopes and roads up here. There we go. Build some slopes and roads so that we can access this sort of plateau area, because I'm going to start doing some cool stuff. Oh, speaking of, we need to get you unstuck down here, amigo. Very, very simple for us to do. Very, very cool indeed. And let's actually also continue to mine out some more metal ore over here. Yeah, believe it or not, I think that is quite important. How is the grid holding up? Grid supply, 447. Demand is 460. And it's not charging either because we don't have any battery. Yeah, should I get an accumulator? I feel like an accumulator is not a bad idea. Let's get an accumulator, and then let's get some wind power. Wind power, 47%, 67%. It's pretty good. Another 67%. Another 67%. 93%. 67%. Sure. I mean, that's quite a lot of stuff that we're doing over there, but I'm actually completely okay with this. Okay, so this is all looking very, very good. We're mining stuff out at a pretty decent rate. We've got all of this stuff looking grand. Building production is idle. What is that? The center area? We need more stone ore? Yeah, to be fair, we don't actually have enough engineering vehicles. There is just far and away not enough engineering vehicles to go around. We need a lot more. We also need a lot of water. I am going to start extracting a little bit of water over here, I think. Let's go into commands. Let's go into ice. Slopes and roads. That over there. And we'll see if that'll all work. What I'm also going to do, so we brought down some rest pods. That's fine. What I can actually do is I can actually order cargo in exactly the same way as you can order people. So we don't actually need any of this sort of advanced cargo, but I'm going to take the opportunity to buy an extra engineering vehicle. We're going to bring that down. It's going to cost us $1,000, but I'm just about to start chatting about how we make money, which is very, very interesting indeed. Anyway, the engineering vehicle is going to come down, going to help us build a whole bunch of electricity capacity, which is great. That, I feel, is going to be like a huge difference. Yeah, that is going to make an absolutely huge difference. How much spirulina we got? We got 45, 42 spirulina. Yeah, so, you know, all things considered, I don't think that that's too bad necessarily. We've got a research station now, which is very, very cool indeed. We can check out the research tech tree. What do we got here? Electricity basics, which we have. Power distribution is probably the next one. Bronze the range of power distribution. Potentially, I'm interested in that. What do we got? Power storage tech, metal processing, unlocks alloy, high-level hydroponics. Let's start with power distribution. Sure, let's start with power distribution. Nothing too crazy on that front. Good stuff. And let's just ensure that people keep working. And actually, you know what? Let's bring down some more people, shall I? Let's bring down some more people. Let's go residential. Let's get 2 more. And we'll start the process. We'll start the process there. Yeah, can I go and get some... Yeah, I'll go and get some water. But I presume that we're going to prioritize this area for now. Let's... What am I looking for? Yeah, cancel that. Cancel that for now. Let's get our production... Let's get our production sorted for the moment. We have an accumulator, and we're going to start storing power, which is great. I feel like that's a really good sort of... A really good place to be. Are we going to go and mine all the way over here? We may very well not. Yeah, we absolutely will. That's really, really good to see. So let's go and mine some... Let's go and mine some ice over here. Brilliant. And hopefully, that is going to give me a little bit of extra water, which is just going to be a little bit of extra sort of security. We've got 24 water right now, but I don't think that that's going to be enough. Okay, so that's looking good. We've gone through the command tab. I've sort of talked about that. I haven't talked about surveying. I'm going to come back to surveying in just a sec. Power distribution, we're working on power distribution. If we're able to get more people to work in the, whatchamacallit, the research station, then that is going to allow us to get faster research. That's cool. Influence points, let's not really sort of worry about that too much at the moment. I mean, it's not super like relevant at the moment, but that's okay. Population, we can have a little look at our population here. That's fine. Terraforming, this is something else that I did want to touch on. So, we have got some research objectives, some different bits and bobs to move towards in order to actually win at the game. Believe it or not, we do need to terraform Mars, and that is what our overall sort of objective actually is. Water is, to be fair, water is quite far away, isn't it? Like, I didn't really think this through in terms of starting location. I really wanted to start next to somewhere that we got a lot of metal ore. Can we call in another... We can't call in another engineering vehicle, can we? Add cargo preference. Yeah, I would like an engineering vehicle. There we go. Next batch arriving in 15 days. So we're going to be able to get access to another engineering vehicle, but it's not going to be for, 15 days, which is a fairly significant time frame. I got to be honest. Yeah, but it is what it is. Not the end of the world. What we need to make sure of is that we don't accidentally end up sticking... There we go. We want to make sure that there's always a ramp down into this hole, because otherwise it's very, very easy for one of these robots to end up getting stuck down there. And we really don't want that to happen, do we? Right. So we're looking good on the sort of Spirulina front. I think I'm going to try bringing down 10 more people. Let's go scientist, engineer, worker. Cool. Select landing site, literally right there. Excellent. Okay, so that I think is going to help out with regards to the research, which is nice. We actually have 2 people working here. Yeah, we got 2 people working here at the moment for researchers, but that's fine. Okay, we got 1 worker that's allocated to work here during the daytime. Everybody is working at the engineering station, apparently. This is the base. I mean, that's fine. I'm okay with that. We're building stuff really, really quickly. I don't know why, but we just happen to be prioritizing. We happen to be prioritizing this area. That is okay with me. I'm very, very fine with that. This is looking good. We've got lots and lots of water now. So since I've started to focus on it, that has had a pretty meaningful difference. Okay, so yeah, we're working towards power distribution. Let's get that across the line. That would be really, really great. So, money. Talking about money, we have done nothing but spend money, and we're continuing to spend money. Daily wages, calling rest pods. We do have a little bit of income. We're getting a little bit of income to... because of rent. Apparently, we're charging people here. We're also, as I alluded to earlier, charging people for the food that they eat. Very, very important. However... The real way that I plan to make money is by surveying the very, very ground that we are on. So I'm going to queue this entire area up to be surveyed. And we're also going to go into like 3 times speed, because there's frankly no reason to not be in 3 times speed at this present moment. But we're going to start surveying this area. Now, what this is going to do is that it's going to give us a whole bunch of really interesting data. And specifically, it's going to be data that we can actually sell. Which is what's really, really, really important. There we go. Keep it up, keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. Look at how quick this is. Look at how quick this is. We're actually running out of stone ore, like, unbelievably quickly. But that's okay. That's okay. I'm okay with this. How are we doing research-wise? We're 45% of the way towards research. Let's bump this up a little bit. Let's put the... Let's put a salary adjustment in here. There we go. Put a salary adjustment in here. It's going to cost a little bit more, but it's also going to hopefully allow us to recruit more people to work in the research lab. We can hold up to 10 people here. That is fine. Right. Obtained rare rock data. That is fine. We'll worry about that in just a second. I actually want to finish surveying this entire area, which, believe it or not, I actually do not think will take that long. It's just sort of one of these things that we need to endure. That we need to endure getting done. And surveying sort of the ground that is kind of under. Thank you. Surveying the ground that we have based the base on, I think, is probably a pretty good policy with regards to where we are. Let's also maybe think about getting some more. Let's think about getting some more people. I think we can support more people, to be honest. I really, really do. We've got 5 workers working here in the daytime, which I think is pretty good. Still nobody working over here, but to be fair, I think we can probably handle like a lot of additional capacity. Let's queue up some more residential buildings, shall we? Let's get some residential buildings. Let's get them over here. Let's get 4. I mean, they really don't cost that much in the grand scheme of things. We're going to need to get some more metal sheets, but... Metal sheets. Let's get... Metal sheets. 100. Do until we have... Well, yeah, sure. Set it as 100, please. And we should be able to produce those reasonably quickly, all things considered. And those cabins have allowed us to get 20 more people. Let's call down some res pods. Select max. I do not want to select the max. I do not want to select the max. 10 randoms. Sure. Call res pods. 10 randoms. There we go. Bring them down. Bring them down. Excellent. Fantastic news. Okay, that is a tremendously large number of people. I would not be surprised if that's pretty much maxed out almost every single occupation. We are going to be building stuff super darn quickly. I am a little bit worried about the fact that we just don't have enough stone ore. We don't have enough robots to do all of the stuff that we want to do. And in fact, if I go into here, call cargo, engineering vehicle, next batch arriving in 9 days. We're still 9 days out before we get the next thing. Hey, research completed. We managed to get power distribution. That's excellent. So we got a power tower, broadens the reach of power distribution. Okay, not a huge deal. Now, there is... What am I looking for? Slope construction, road construction. Road construction would be pretty cool. There is a way that we can actually manufacture our very own... There's a way that we can manufacture our very own little trucks. I do kind of fancy that, to be honest. I do kind of fancy that. Is it high-level engineering? Yeah, I feel like we're quite a long way away. However, that being said, there is a tremendous... Look at the size of this. Look at this. An orbit mirror. Nuclear editing. Asteroid propeller. Look at all this research. Oh, my lordy. I freaking love it, dude. I love big tech trees. I love big tech trees, and I cannot lie. What do we care about? Material processing, alloying, no. Mechanical station. Produces basic machines and resources. Yeah, let's shoot towards that. Sure. I think we're going to kind of fly, actually. It's going to take us 500 research points, but it's very, very much within our capability. Right, let's talk about surveying. We'll talk about surveying in just a second, but I'd actually quite like to get... Yeah, let's get mining over here, and let's mine all of that out. Sure. Excellent. Gives my trucks, gives my robots something to do whilst we're waiting. So, we've surveyed this entire area, which means that every little sort of square has been researched. Also, I can drop the salary of this now. There we go. There's no reason to keep it high because, frankly, people are still going to work here because everybody needs a job. Like, it's just that simple. Right. So we've done what we need to do. We've surveyed the entirety of the landscape. Let's make some money. So what we can do is we can go into information transaction over here. And we can actually see we have got a whole bunch of information that we can start to sell. We've got grid survey data, regional survey data, rare rock data. We are going to start beginning the transmission of all of these bits of information. We are going to start sending them, and then you are going to marvel at the fact that we are going to be able to make a good little bit of money. We literally just made $1,000 from that one bit of survey data. That was the survey data that we put down initially. It's not... I mean, we can just infinity. Just do both infinity. Just get rid of it all. Just get rid of it all. Look at that. That is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Now, it doesn't exactly make a ton of money, but I got to be honest, it's a nice little earner. It is a very, very nice little earner, and that'll keep us ticking over just fine. Also, I'm super conscious of the fact that we're going to need to get a... We're going to need to get some more... some more of these buildings. because we need way more spirulina. Excellent. That's all looking good. Obviously, the production chains at the moment are very, very simple in the grand scheme of things. It's like they're not very complicated at all. But I think we're in a really, really good place. It definitely feels really, really good. How's the work rate looking? It's not looking too bad. Status is working. Excellent. I mean, we can obviously get more research thingies. Grid supply is 778. Yeah, we're good for power. We're really, really good for power now, which is great. We are digging really, really deep into the earth here. That's fine. I'm gonna assume that nobody's gonna fall down that hole and end up getting stuck. That's a-okay. Yeah, we can probably build another research facility. It's definitely something that we can do. Build it over here. Sure. Excellent. And we'll see if anyone sort of naturally wants to migrate over here. We probably don't have that many free workers, I would imagine. Although we may have a few. Maybe a few that want to take up researching instead. Brilliant. We probably need some like researcher roles as well. Let's build some more residential. Why not? Sure, it's blocked. It is blocked. That's fine. We should have enough resources to build all of this, although we will need more. We will need more concrete. We need more stone ore. Yeah, see, that's a problem. This is rare metal. I don't really need rare metal here. I kind of just need stone ore, to be honest. Like just regular plain old stone ore. Let's start mining over here. To be fair, it's quite a long journey. Anybody stuck down any of those holes there? No. No, so that's fine. And there's nothing else here. There's metal ore underneath that water there, but that's fine. Anybody wanting to research? Yeah, a couple of people are actually researching. It's pretty nice. Yeah, we do really need, like, additional stone ore. Like, we're desperate for additional stone ore in order to get some more concrete. Are you making spirulina yet? No. Do until infinity. Do until infinity. There we go. Very, very nice indeed. Okay, so that stone ore should very, very comfortably fit into that material station, which is exactly what we like to see. I like it a lot. Have we finished our data transmission yet? Transmission is in progress. Yeah, I think we have finished our data transmission. So, yeah, we're still, like, well, we're losing a little bit of money, but to be fair, it's not actually that much, and we haven't done much surveying at all. Building production is idle, presumably because, yeah, we just need more stone ore. We need way more stone ore. We just manufacture it so darn quick. So we got the auto work rate, and then, of course, we've got the staff work rate is increased. We actually only got one worker at the moment, but the point remains is that whenever we have workers in anything, we just get stuff done much more quickly. Material processing is coming along really, really, really nicely. I'm pretty happy with the number of workers that we have in the research station. I know that we've still got extra space here to bring down some additional workers if we need to. Am I that bothered about it? No, not really. Not if things are looking good, which they do seem to be at this present moment. This is all good. This is all good. We can, of course, prioritize what the vehicles do. I'm not really that bothered about doing anything with regards to that. We got a whole bunch of people. We got a couple of people that are exhausted. Nobody's really, like, problematic. There's a few people that don't have anything to do, but they're probably just lazy. Let's be brutally honest. Let's be brutally honest. Are we good for... Yep, we're good for spirulina now. That's looking really, really good. Pretty happy with the amount that we seem to be just holding in reserve in the marketplace. That's quite nice. And it looks like a lot of this concrete... Well, a lot of concrete is actually coming online, which is really, really good. Very, very happy with that. Let's go here. Let's just destroy this entire mountaintop, shall we? Sure. Research complete. Material processing. Excellent. Let's get mechanical machining right now. Excellent. This is looking supremely good, isn't it? Right. Terraforming target-wise, I mean, we need to get related research. We're definitely going to move towards that. I mean, atmosphere creation, we need atmosphere research, related buildings, we've got an atmospheric plant. But we have objectives, right? Like, we have objectives to get the temperature to a certain level, the pressure to a certain level, the sea level to a certain level, oxygen to a certain level. And that's what we do. Like, that's what we have to do. I am really, really enjoying this. This is pretty freaking fantastic, if I do indeed say so myself. I love it. I love it. I love the fact that we've literally only explored like one singular cell on this planet as well. I mean, it really, really is remarkable. We're in a tiny little corner of a tiny little bit of Mars, and we build a tiny little base. And already you can see it's humming like a well-oiled machine. Maybe a little bit of hyperbole there. But it is very, very cool how this is looking. It's really, really coming along very, very nicely, in fact. Also, we have completely run out of water. So I am going to cut a little pathway through the water here. Yeah. And we're going to cut back on all this nonsense as well. Because let's be real, we don't actually need to worry about that. Yeah, so probably the priority chief amongst, yeah, the top priorities is getting more vehicles, which we can get one more, but I presume we're gonna have to wait like another 22 days before we're able to get one more additional vehicle. Although that being said, is that when we complete mechanical engineering, one of these techs gives us the opportunity to actually start manufacturing stuff as opposed to just doing the sort of very basics. But that's kind of to be expected, you know, in an automation game. You start off with nothing and you end up, you know, ruling the whole darn roost. You end up with a massive planet that just does exactly what you want it to do. Honestly, the fact of the matter is that the terraforming mechanics are very, very cool as well, and I'm really, really looking forward to exploring them. However, that being said, ladies and gents, we are going to wrap this up right about now. My name, of course, has been Over the Potato. This has been Reshaping Mars. This is a lovely little game that is just released into full release, and I would thoroughly encourage you to check it out. Linked down in the description down below. But for now, and for me, check out the Patreon if you're interested in helping make videos like this possible. But for now, for me, I'll see you next time. Bye.